What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about annoying things that Americans do when visiting Norway. Oh boy, well, today I want to take a look at this Reddit discussion where somebody asked, what's something annoying Americans do when visiting Norway? What? Annoying? Us? Americans? Annoying? No, couldn't be, no. Well, as an American, I am aware that we can have a bit of a negative reputation internationally, especially when it comes to our behavior. So today, I thought it would be both fun and educational to hear about the annoying things that us Americans do when visiting Norway, and maybe we can try to correct our behavior. Probably not. But let's take a look. They are so effing loud when they talk. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to be very quiet. I didn't realize how loud I was being. I'm proving their point. Why do we have to be so loud when we talk? Well, I think it's okay in the comfort of my own home to be loud, but it's true here living in the United States. It's true. When people are out in public, Americans don't really care how their volume is affecting you. That's kind of the theme, I think, for most of this discussion. I think the problem is, for a lot of stuff that us Americans do, we don't really think about how we're affecting other people. And that's just American culture. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really nice, respectful Americans like that are normal. But when I see people out and about in public playing music, talking loudly, talking on their phone really loudly, speakerphone, I don't think, oh, how weird, oh, how strange. I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to get away from that. I loved American tourists back when I worked in a gift shop because of this. We had French, British, and German tourists, with the occasional American. Some of the French never spoke anything but French. The British were polite, maybe mumbly, and didn't look at me while talking. The Germans who didn't speak English tried to be understood and understand me and were patient. The Americans, I never had to ask twice about anything. I could hear them halfway across the room. It was great. Okay, okay. We talk about this in Cuba. There are so few Americans, but you can spot them or hear them right away. God, do we really stick out that much from other cultures, other people? Man, why is that? Why are we so loud? I'm really just trying to think now. Why are we so loud? I guess it just does come down to we don't think about how we're affecting other people. That's kind of what it boils down to. Because why are you not loud in Norway? Why are you just at a normal for at a normal volume? Well, for one thing, it's probably just comfortable to speak at a normal volume, but otherwise, you're probably thinking about, oh, I don't want to disrupt other people. I don't want them hearing my conversation, for one thing, but I don't want to bug people. I don't want to annoy people. And a lot of Americans, that thought never crosses their mind. Yeah. I've seen a couple of videos where Americans make TikTok dances on the public transportation. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, see, if I saw this in America, if I saw people making TikToks and dances on, well, we don't really have that much public transportation, but in public, I would shake my head. I'd be like, I wouldn't be shocked, but I'd be like, oh my God. Now to go to Norway and do it on the bus, that's no, that ain't it. That's not okay. In one of them, no one in the background watched or reacted to their dance, but I promise you, they hated every second. We don't like noise. TikTok dances on our way home from work. We don't like talking to strangers. Yeah. It's unfortunate because it seems like Norway leans the opposite direction of America, where it's not just that you're quieter, but you're actively respectful of noise and volume. You don't really like talking to strangers, the small talk, the whereas in America, it's like anybody can talk to you at any given moment, and that wouldn't be weird. People can do weird stuff, especially once you get once you get into big American cities. All bets are off. You'll see anything. Um, what else here? Yeah. I agree with that one. Like doing some random internet dance on the bus, that's not okay. I wouldn't even think that's okay here. Although I wouldn't be shocked. Americans tell you their Scandinavian gene percentage and ask if you're a Viking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can see this. Americans don't know much about Norway. Take me, for example. Uh, the whole reason for even starting this YouTube channel is because I didn't know anything about Norway. As a full grown adult, nothing. Nothing. In America, we really don't learn about other countries and other cultures. So it's true. We kind of, I don't know, turn it into a game or fantasize about, like, oh, Scandinavia. Oh, I'm going to do my little gene test. And you mail it in, you mail your spit in the mail, and they tell you your genealogy and your history. And Americans love this because we don't understand the world and culture. So we're like, oh, I'm 2% Scandinavian. I'm 2% Viking. Oh, and we get a huge kick out of it. And a lot of Americans, the only thing they know about Scandinavia would probably be Vikings. That's true. So Americans are just asking if you're Viking. Tell you indigenous people live in the US and Canada, or ask you if you know insert name. Americans are telling Norwegians that indigenous people live in the United States. Why would Americans want to tell you that? Or Americans ask if you know George. So, oh my God. So if an American knows one person from Norway, they just assume, oh, you must know you must know George. You know, he's Norwegian, and you're Norwegian, so you must know him, right? It's like, oh my, there's a couple million people in Norway. Oh, some things similar happened to my sister when she visited the United States. A woman asked where she was from, and she said, Norway, Europe. And the woman said, oh, I know someone from Germany. I guess she tried to find something in common. Let's say, oh, what? Yeah, most Americans don't even know where Norway is on a map. Seriously, I'm being serious. So yeah, well, out of embarrassment, maybe we'll be like, oh yeah, that's by Germany, Europe. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Oh, Americans stick out like a sore thumb in public places. They treat them like a TED Talk. Oh, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. They treat public spaces like a TED Talk because we're so loud. They talk so loud, and you feel like they are talking to everyone there at once. Now I'm kind of worried. Like, I feel like in public, I talk at a reasonable volume. A normal convert like hello, hey, hi, have a good day. Normal volume. Um, Now I feel like in Norway, what I think is normal is actually loud. Or is it just that these Americans are being super loud? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Exactly this. Wow. So I guess Americans just don't realize how loud we are. That's what I'm getting here. They don't. They check if there are trolls around when they visit. Like I hate cleaning them bodies up, and always seeing I am proud American. What? What? The amount of Americans that think trolls do not exist in Norway is mind blowing. Okay. Okay. This is some kind of prank. I'm being pranked. This is a joke. They're saying trolls exist. Trolls exist in Norway? Is that what we're saying? I've encountered several of them in several locations. Nasty nuggets they are. The trolls? Like actual trolls? I think I'm getting trolled right now. To be honest, it's the whole I'll move to Norway after this visit. Oh, I mean, isn't this a compliment, though? But it's not what you want to hear if you're Norwegian. So, Americans, I don't know any Americans who have gone and visited Norway. It's actually pretty rare for Americans to leave the United States. That's very rare. Most Americans only do it once in our whole life or never. But maybe once we leave America and go on a vacation, maybe to Europe. That's like a lifelong dream for a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans never make it to Norway, but I guess enough do visit Norway that it's a fair amount. I mean, there's a lot of Americans, so when Americans go to Norway, they say, "I'm going to move here," because they love Norway. They think it's so much better. That's a compliment. LMAO, so true. I hear so many, "I want to move in Norway," when the only experience they have is the Northern Light cruise. I like Norway. I live in Trondheim, but it's not paradise either. So Americans come to Norway, take a cruise, and think, "Oh, this is what life is like. Just cruising the Norwegian fjords in the Northern Lights and sipping hot chocolate." No. It does sound nice, though. They ask how I am. Now that's rude. It's none of your business. Oh, wow. This is just the difference between Norwegian and American culture, I guess. You don't even want us. You don't even want us looking at you, being like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like, no, no, we don't do that. We don't do that in Norway. Stop asking. LOL. That's a good indicator they're from the Midwest, but they mean well. I don't ask people how they're doing unless I really want to know. Yeah, in America, you might say, "How's it going? How you doing?" That just means hello. That's not really a conversation we're trying to start. But "how are you?" is a common greeting for British people. Norwegians often answer this as a literal question. Oh, I see. I see how this could be a big problem, a big misunderstanding. It's because Norwegians are used to being direct. "How is it going?" is a common greeting in Norwegian. So in American English, if we say, "Hey, how's it going? How are you doing?" That's, we're not actually asking how your life is going. Not trying to start a conversation. That is literally saying hello. I have passed other Americans and they go, "How's it going?" And I go, "Oh, how's it going?" And that's it. It's like saying hello, hello. Wow. "How are you doing?" said in Norwegian, it's an actual question, like a friend would ask. Like, "Tell me how you're actually doing." I see it. In Norway, that's a literal conversation starter. That's important. I think a lot of Americans need to know this stuff if they're going to visit Norway, because there can be a lot of misunderstandings. And then Americans just come across as annoying. And here we are. Complain how expensive it is in Norway. Right. I mean, if you go to Norway, you should be aware it's expensive. I've heard this many, many times. Don't complain. Like, you're the visitor. You're going there. You're the guest. Don't complain. It's up to you to understand the culture and respect everything. Yeah. Only Norwegians can complain about how expensive it is. Right. Exactly. Some Americans treat everything about Norway as if they are a huge museum, and Norwegian people are like mannequins, or they're there to serve them. Sorry, we live here. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Oh my gosh, I apologize on behalf of Americans. If they do this, this is unacceptable. Don't treat Norwegian people like they are an exhibit. Like, oh, wow, this is a real Norwegian right here. It's like, that's a person. Oh my God. People who live in old parts of Stavanger had an issue of tourists looking in their windows because old equals a museum to tourists. Yeah, oh my God. These are like old looking houses, which don't really exist in America very much. They thought because it was old looking, it was a exhibit. Oh my gosh. I've never been annoyed by Americans. Oh, we found, hey, it took this long to finally get to this comment. Okay, well, thank you. They travel by public transport. They have a huge interest in everything. Flatter and leaves. Oh, they're flattering and they leave the most money, like tips. German and Dutch terrorize the road. Okay. This person is okay with Americans. Okay. As an American who visited Norway in September, I did okay according to your impression of us. We rented a car, spent money. We were interested about the culture and the country. Hopefully we didn't annoy anyone with asking questions about Norwegian life and culture. Yeah, I mean, I think if you visit Norway and you can ask questions if you're respectful about it. Respectful. That's the key thing. I don't think Norwegians are going to be angry with Americans for asking innocent questions. I mean, that's just Americans wanting to learn more about Norwegian culture, which is a good thing. We ask about the history, the culture, and hopefully we're not talking too loud. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. About anything and everything. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very common phrase in America. And I would think if Americans visit Norway, they're going to be shocked, culture shocked. You're going to hear, oh my God. Oh my God, look at all the electric cars. Oh my God. They're eating reindeer sausage. Oh my God, it's snowing. You're going to hear a lot of that. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to stop there. This was really fun. I don't take any offense, or I like to have an open mind about this kind of thing. I think it's good for Americans to hear about how we can improve ourselves. So I really wanted to take a look at the annoying things Americans do visiting Norway. I think the top thing was being loud. That, a lot of Americans need to learn about that. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts. If you're a Norwegian, what are the annoying things Americans do when visiting Norway? That'd be very fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and learning about Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.